How's it going, Sha?
It's not bad. Um, I've been what have I been doing? Oh, I've been attempting to work out.
Okay.
Um, but what that means is that I've made a playlist,
Okay.
and that's kind of as far as I've gotten.
Wow.
So, but baby steps, right?
Yeah, I believe, Sha. I think that's the most important step. Like,
Right.
like, listen, there's no way I was gonna do it without this. So at least you got
Right.
that part covered. Yeah.
I can't attempt to work out in silence. So let me make a playlist. And that is very important because you have to pick songs that will motivate you, even though you've heard it over and over and over. But you don't want to pick something that you love, but you may fuck up by doing too many sit-ups too. Do you know what I mean? How you can mess up a song by making it your workout song, and now every time you hear that song, you work out, or you want to work out, even though that's not what you're doing at the time.
Yeah, I feel like not enough people think through those moments. Like there's an emotional toll that like you could lose a song that way for sure. I
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
in college, I slowly like hated when they like grew to hate when they played Overnight Celebrity at clubs because they played it at the gym. So I was like, nah, this ain't the time for this, B. Like, I don't want to hear Twister right now. All right, I'm at the club, B. You know, like know your place. All right, Twister is for curls and squats. All right.
Okay, so you prefer Twista for the workout, but not for the club.
Yeah, I mean, it's just because to your point, like that's what I grew to like associate him with. Like he was
Right.
the
Okay.
gym music. Like I was like, okay, I've been listening, to Twist to tell me, he could make her a celebrity overnight. I was motivational. I want to do that too one day. So
Right.
I cranked out 2-3 more reps every time. Like, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then we get to the gym and we get, we could do that. But when we get to the club, like I don't need him still reminding me that he could do that and I can't yet. I was like, yo, listen, this is my
Right.
time, Twister. I gotta live my dreams now, I can't make her a celebrity. Maybe I could, make her a really valued staff member of this bar and establishment that I'm at, I could
Right.
that's where my energy was at. That's what I could
Okay.
do. So yeah,
Right.
I definitely felt like he was someone I only wanted to think of in the gym.
Okay, that totally makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely picked some songs that I must have used on a playlist before the last time I thought about working out. Because when I went through to pick out songs, I was like, oh yes, no, I meant to do squats to this. So we'll give it another go. It's not the song's fault. It's me. I'm the one not doing the squats. Has nothing to do with the song. So we'll give it another shot or whatever.
What's on this playlist? Give me some examples here.
Oh goodness, on this playlist. It's not great. Wait, hold on, let's see. I can look it up right now. Work it out. There we go. Okay, work it out. So we've got a Gwen Stefani song.
Okay.
Called Yummy.
Okay.
So that's an album track. Not going to hear that out in the streets anywhere, but it's still peppy because it's produced by Pharrell.
Oh.
That'll go on there,
That doesn't like work against you, like it's reminding you of good foods. Like
no.
I don't know.
No,
I don't know if that's
because I don't know what the hell they're talking about. I don't know if yummy means food or if she's talking about her genitals.
Fair.
At this point, I don't know what the kids are using, so I'm just like, no, I don't have to worry about that. Let's see. I've got a song by Sierra called Work, featuring Missy Elliott. That's a very peppy one, and you got to be careful with that because you can absolutely throw something out. You can throw anything. You're going to lose a disc if you're not careful with that. But again, a song that, although fantastic, not really played in the club much. So, you try to find things like that. The last song, the song that's like the come down song, where you are stretching and, just trying to maintain is White Iverson by Post Malone.
Okay.
because Post Malone makes, or his first album anyway, had excellent like trap yoga songs. You know what I mean? Like to me, trap is already a little sleepy. And then he's not so much of a rapper as he is just kind of a dude who kind of croons a little bit.
Yeah.
And so, but he's still singing about cars. And
you know, I've never understood that about trap. Like, I felt like it's like I get the fact that it's made, or at least initially was made by people that were in said trap. But like, I feel like, wouldn't they need to stay awake? Like, you working, you know, like you're in a high alert business. I don't want to hear sleepy tracks here.
Well, here, what I think is it's like a response to a couple of things when it comes to like a sound, like a signature sound with music. So first, it wants to be the opposite of what was just before.
Mm.
And so just before trap was the Neptunes in the club, right?
Right.
Neptune stuff, just high energy stuff. So like who are the young men from like say Juvenile and Baby and all? What was that crew called again?
Cash Money. So
Cash Money, yeah. Yes. So Cash Money, Neptunes related things, just very peppy shit, you know. The tail end of Diddy, yes, exactly.
Okay.
So so you want to do the opposite of that, because if you're starting to make music and you're young and you've heard that enough, you're just like, ugh, that's what my mom, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, that's what my older cousin listens to. So you want to do something that's opposite of that. So now you slow it down, and it's a lot more minimalist or whatever. And then I think it's also based on whatever the drug is.
Okay.
So I think that was around the time that a chiller drug, you know, chiller than syrup, right? But you know, so like your Xannies and whatnot,
right.
And then like Molly or whatever, which is, from what I understand, just kind of makes you want to sit around and hug each other or pet each other. And I understand that because in my day it was called ecstasy or whatever, but it's more pure than that. So I guess you just sit harder. But yeah, so you're not. Those are my theories. It's whatever the older people are doing, you want to do the opposite of, and then whatever drug you're doing. Because I mean, you can't tell me they weren't coked up as hell at the club during Neptune stuff. I mean, weed, sure, mostly weed, a little bit of coke.
Yeah, they definitely make coke music for sure.
Yeah. But like now it's Xannies. Everybody's just chilling and making trails and shit. You know what I mean? And edibles and stuff like that. And so I think that's part of what the music, like, you know, anywho.
So like Blurred Lines came out and they were like, we got to pivot away from this. That was like peak Neptune's coke music.
That was peak cocaine. Yeah. Yes. That was lazy. That was, I think, a major Neptune's misstep. Probably their biggest misstep was that song, because they didn't freak that sample at all.
Yeah.
It was clearly just like, put that song on here, you sing over it. The lyrics were asinine. And like they just didn't try. And the whole thing sounded like Robin Thicke high in the studio going, yeah, this is it. And they've worked together before and they've had bangers before.
Yeah.
Wanna Love You by Robin Thicke, come on.
Yeah.
But that was so lazy. And then they got called out for it. Like, we were like, come on now, y'all know you can do better than this.
Yeah.
But that literally that song just sounds like Cocaine on Parade.
Yeah, whenever like people ask me like for an example of what comes out when you have Yes Men, I point to that song. Like nobody was saying no in that studio session. They're like, yo, what do you think about these bars? Them shit's crazy. Keep doing that. Yeah, sing more of that.
Exactly. And that's what I was just like, come on, Pharrell. I'd expect you to push for a little bit better, even though he's definitely had songs where the hooks are just real stupid. You know what I mean? And you really do have to kind of stretch a little bit on some of the songs where you're just like, yeah, no, that's brilliant. Drop down and flap your wings, get your eagle on. Come on. What? That's mind blowing. No, it's not. It's not mind blowing. But rhythmically, that song is tight. Get your eagle on is a little like, what? What are you talking about? But that one was lazy in the music production and lazy with the lyrics. And I was very sad because I'd expected better out of both of them.
Yeah.
Out of the Neptunes and out of Robin Thicke. I was very sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like that. I was like, yo, Chad, like, you ain't say nothing in 20 years. If this was your chance to speak up, my G.
Chad is, yeah, I feel maybe Chad went out for like a smoke break or something. I don't know. I feel like Chad left the studio and they were like, yeah, we're done. Don't even put a bridge on it. There was no bridge. There was no bridge and blurred lines, and Chad does the bridges.
Yeah.
And the Neptunes have the most beautiful bridges. I love the bridges on their song. There was no bridge. Chad, I swear to God, Chad probably was just like, let me just run to the restroom right quick. And they were just like, take the bridge out. We done. Let's leave Chad here, you know? Chad's a sensible one. Absolutely.
I tell you, conspiracy theory solved right here. War Report style.
Yeah, if you want more of my ridiculous ideas about the Neptunes, I don't know, give me a call, because I certainly will tell you.
Yeah, that would be the most specific podcast ever. You know what I mean? Neptune's conspiracy theories.
I'm this close to making it. This was just a pilot episode to see how it would go.
Oh, man. I'm so about that. Let's get into the news. World's oldest DNA sequence from a mammoth that lived more than 1 million years ago. That's right. A tooth from a mammoth that roamed the Siberian steppe more than 1 million years ago has yielded the world's oldest DNA sequence. It's the first time the DNA has been recovered from animal remains more than 1 million years old. Previously, the most ancient DNA sample was from a horse that lived between 560,000 and 780,000 years ago. The information recovered from this giant of the Ice Age reveals how mammoths evolved and adapted to life in the cold climate, and it may also show previously unknown species of mammoths. Yeah, huge discovery here. I like reading these type of things, Shaq, because I'm just blown away that there's like someone that this is their job. Like, yo, listen, like, what you doing today? I would just find the mammoths be, you know what I mean?
Right. How can you tell how old a tooth is?
Yeah, they all look old to me. Like, like my son's tooth drops out and it's like, yo, this looks ancient. Like, I don't want to keep this at all.
Yeah. I mean, I'm holding on to some teeth that definitely rival this mammoth's tooth.
Oh, man.
I mean, like, if we could cut that up and use it as a crown, I would really appreciate that. But
yeah, I think this is dope. I love that this is still happening out there. I want more people to make these type of discoveries, mainly because I have like hope that someone's gonna like do this with us. You know what I mean? Like, yo, like 1 million years from now, it's gonna be like, yo, I found the tooth of angry Dominican landlord in East New York. You know, crazy. We won't learn.
Do you think that's what they'll call you? They won't. Yeah. Do you think that this woolly mammoth had a name? And now we just call it old ass mammoth.
Yeah.
And so now in 1 million years, instead of this tooth belonging to a gas store, it belongs to old Dominican landlord.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Also, what in your tooth will let them know that you were a landlord? How will we know that part?
Oh no, but they figured out this. I don't know how they do this. I'm you know what I mean? I'm blown away by this. Like, because this was like everything about this is wild to me. They're like, yo, we could tell, like they could tell that these animals had hair. How do you know that? From teeth. You know, like nothing about my teeth tells you what my hairline look like. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, you'll be shocked.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So I feel like if teeth could do that, with the old teeth. Like we got new teeth. So I feel like maybe my teeth gives them data like about my LinkedIn page or something. Like, yo, listen, you know,
No,
it's where he works.
Please don't imprint into your teeth any of your social media. I don't want.
Yeah, that'd be hard.
I don't want someone to be able to look at a tooth of mine in 500,000 years and go, "Oh, here's her Twitter account."
We could tell this overweight gentleman spent too much time on Zanga in the late 90s.
Oh no!
He has a GeoCities website while he was in high school.
Right? Yeah. Who didn't? Who did?
Oh man! The Washington football team teases their new nickname and rebrand for the 2022 NFL season. That's right. The Washington football team won't change its name until the 2022 season, but the process will be well documented through their newly launched website, WashingtonJourney.com. We've transitioned from our old name. Now it's time to write a new legacy, the site says. The future of Washington football arrives in 2022. This is like way too intense for just like a name.
How much you want to bet it's just going to be? They're just going to be called the Washington Journey.
Word, yeah, that'd be wild. Wow.
Yeah, like why buy that URL like twice?
Wow.
Washington, the journey to them getting their new name. What? No one cares about the journey. They're acting like they they had to do a thing where they shed their skin and they're becoming anew. No, y'all were using a racist ass term.
Basically.
And it took forever. It took a pandemic to get y'all to be like, fine. And then you crossed your arms and pouted like a child when it was like, stop using that name. And they were like, fine, then we'll just be the Washington football team. And it was like, as long as you're not using the term you were using, we don't give a fuck.
we won't have any name then. You know what
right.
I mean?
Yeah, great. That's great too. And so now for this to be like, join us on our journey at WashingtonJourney.com as we transition. No, you didn't transition. That's not a transition. This was not after years and years of thought.
You know, what really trips me up is like, if you looked at their jersey before like all of this, I don't think it said the name. Like, they, you know, like, they held on so much to this. It was only like on the helmet. You know what I mean? Like it was, right. You know, like I think it would say the old name on like the red jersey. It would say Washington on the white home jersey.
Okay.
But it was like minimal. Like I'm talking like maybe the size of like your finger would be the whole text of the name. And then you got the whole huge number that the person wears, by far being the more recognizable part of the jersey. Like no one's like seeing the football game and seeing that it says the team name on it. Like if they would have took the name off, nobody would have noticed. You know what I mean? And they could have just handled it smoothly, replaced it. It'd have been cool. Instead, they try and make it like some reclamation project. Like, you know, it's too much. And most teams, literally, if they put anything on the jersey, it's just the state that they from. You know, right. Like this is too much. Like they're going too hard on this.
Yeah, I feel like they doth protest too much for this. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it's ridiculous.
What's pissing me off?
It says here that the franchise has been deliberate in its rebrand and is following a timeline featuring 5 stages. The last stage, the execution, is a hope to unveil a new name that will last, quote, the next 100 years. But then they also took suggestions for names.
Yeah, so I'm looking. I'm like, yo, y'all ain't even doing the work. This is just like a huge like Fiverr like page basically. Like, yeah. Yo, we hired 99 designs and just like everybody submit a different logo option. We gonna pick one of y'all. Like this is actually really gangster. They just convinced everyone to do free work in DC.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Like yo,
that's how you. Yeah, that's how you win, I guess.
They got us.
Yeah, that's why I think they're just going to end up being the Washington Journey.
Lazy. Man.
Yeah, and it also is just kind of like a little bit of a fuck you, like, oh yeah, well, we're going to use like this really weird kind of metaphysical name.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, we're going to be all hippie about it, and we're going to call ourselves the Washington Journey. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, because you can't be like, yo, I'm a journey. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, you could be like, yeah, I'm a giant, I'm a jet. You know what I mean? Like, you could say we're the journey, but like, you're a journey is weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they still, but you also could just say that because they are just words. You know what I mean? Like, you absolutely could. Because I mean, what's Cleveland's team's name?
The Browns.
And what is that? What is that?
I feel like that's racist, and they just can't tie it to them anymore. Like they did like a much better cover-up job. Like, all right, listen, like on the low, like, yo, we fucked up, so we just gonna say it's about color.
Let's just use the color and not what it's referring to.
Like, no one's that passionate about a color that also has the money to own a team. Like, those aren't the suit ain't like everyone I know that still has like, yo, this is my color, like, and like is that adamant? They're like 5. You know what I mean? Like, like my kids went through that phase hard. Like, I'm real big on purple, Dad. Like, no doubt. You know, whatever, live your life. You know, but like,
I mean, I go through those times, but I am also very childlike.
Like, I know what colors look good on me. I like a color, but like my son, like it was like 3 years ago, had like a real deep like convo with me. He was trying to start. He was like, "Yo, Dad, what's your favorite color?" I was like, "I don't got a favorite color, son. I have problems. Like, I don't care about green or blue. None of them shits affect my life."
Gastor, you can't.
Like that's not a real question, son. Don't waste my time with this nonsense.
You have to let them have these whimsical discussions because they can go deeper. You can't just shut it down like that. What's your favorite color? I don't have a favorite color, son. I got problems. What is that? You can't. That's a child.
It's a reality check, Sha.
You literally you're locking him into a city job when you do that.
He's gonna be great. Now, I mean, them pensions are amazing. You know?
You can't let the boy dream. Also, allow yourself to. Somewhere inside of you, there's a young Gastor that was like, I wish I picked a favorite color.
I had one once.
Instead, I've been paying bills since I was 7. Stop it. If you don't let little Gastor pick a favorite color.
I feel like it all ties in together, Sha. If I had a favorite color, I wouldn't own this house, okay? I had time to be picking colors. I had real things to do, okay? You can't have a favorite color and shovel snow when it snows. Those are 2 different people.
Boy, yes, you can. You can do it.
Every person that was out there shoveling snow with me at 4 a.m. so that nobody slips, I promise you, none of them dudes have favorite colors. You know how I know? Because we all looked the same anyway. We all had really dark black, and like it was like faded black clothes on. All of us did. You know? It's the look. It happens.
I think you can, and I think you need to examine why you are shoving away the idea of a favorite color. I think you can do it. I think it's in you. And I think once you unlock that, the world is your oyster, young man.
All right. I'm gonna give his real thoughts, Sha. Real talk. I'm gonna come back.
You absolutely should. Look, you are also talking to someone who bought a huge box of crayons.
Okay.
Not like the 64 pack. I think mine's like 108 or something. Okay. I don't know. I bought all the crayons and Crayola. I don't do any of that rose art shit. Name brand crayons because I'm a grown up. And sometimes I just color things, not like in a coloring book, but I mean, like I just get a blank piece of paper and I just color.
Okay.
And I mean, I still also take a medicine every day for my hypertension. So you can do both.
You are allowed.
Do both.
I'm gonna tell my dad that later. You should have let me pick colors, Pop.
Yeah, right? No, don't bring your dad into it. That's don't let him know that you were considering it.
Yo, real talk. I know you don't see me shy, but my eyes went dry at the same time that we was having this convo. So like for most of this clip, it really looks like I'm crying about this too. Like, I look really moved, man. Like, oh man, you right, Shy. I need these colors.
That's so funny.
Oh man, Seattle Mariners CEO Kevin Mather resigns following controversial comments. Kevin Mathers, whose startling comments about service time suppression, foreign-born players, English skills, and the inner workings of the Seattle Mariners the baseball industry. Resigned as team president and CEO on Monday, according to the club. Mather, 58, made the comments during a February 5th virtual meeting with the Bellevue, Breakfast Rotary Club, and they were unearthed from YouTube by the Mariner fans on Sunday. So yeah, by day's end, top Mariner prospect Julio Rodriguez tweeted his dissatisfaction with the comment criticizing his bilingual acumen, and the flap also resurfaced complaints of harassment that Mather had faced as a club executive VP in 2009 and 2010. So
wait, what did he say?
A few different things here. Let me see if we find them. I think they had them on the bottom. Where we at?
Oh, I see. It's just people like being like, well, you know, we're going to move past that and yada yada yada. And I'm like, but what the motherfucker? And his comments were, they don't reflect us. And I'm like, what were the comments? Let me decide whether or not. They're not consistent with the Mariners. Well, let me judge, y'all don't know how you look out here.
I'll tell you if they consistent. I have been watching y'all.
Oh boy.
Yeah, they really did a good job of like making sure nobody posted these in any articles.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's some mafioso shit right here. Every single association affiliated with baseball has chimed in saying this isn't who we are. And I'm like, well, what did he say y'all were?
Everybody shook. They know nobody watching that game no more.
Oh, okay. Here we go. His resignation ends a brief but turbulent news cycle after his unusually candid remarks surfaced. Most notably, he admitted the club did and will suppress the service time of young players, a long utilized but never officially acknowledged maneuver amongst major league teams.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like so there's like this rule where like if you're a rookie, your like salary is based on like you could you have like a rookie scale salary for your first contract when you go pro, and it's based on years in the pro. And then once that runs out is the first time you can negotiate for real money. But that first season, for it to count as your first year, you have to play a certain amount of games. And it's like 162 game season. Like I forget the exact number, but it's like 120, let's say. So like there'll be rookies who are in spring training with the team, are clearly capable of being on the major league team, and they want them on the team, but in order to take advantage of that extra year, they'll purposely send them back down to the minors and bring them up 40 games later, so that they could get them for most of the year, but it will still not count as one of their years for the rookie contract, and they get to kind of sneak in a free year of this player on like $100,000 as opposed to $1 million. So yeah, it's like it's a huge tactic that they've been using for years on really talented young guys. So yeah, it's super grimy. It's kind of been unofficially done for years now in baseball.
Wow. And y'all made that man quit over that shit. He's just telling the truth, and y'all made him quit. See?
I'm telling you. He also got, let's see, Julio Rodriguez has got a personality bigger than all of you combined. He is loud. His English is not tremendous. That's a direct quote right there regarding.
Well, I mean, I guess that's not really shade. I don't even know why that's upsetting to anyone, but except for Julio Rodriguez, I imagine he would be very upset.
Yeah, like I feel
to
like
hear,
this is
but
like I feel like he could have said that like differently, sure. But like that ain't like wild grimy, is it? I don't know. Maybe like he just, unless he says like
no,
10 things like that in a row. Like if you just
right.
like mouthing off back to back to back about all these issues.
Yeah, I mean, if he was drunk and just like, and another thing, that guy didn't speak good English, that's a problem, sure. But if he was, but I mean, at first it sounded more of a burn towards whoever he was talking to. You know what I mean? Just like you guys think you're so great. Julio Rodriguez got more personality than all of them. Now, I don't understand what the man's saying, but he's loud about it. You know, that's a different.
I don't know what he's saying, but I know he means that shit, okay?
Right.
That's what I want on my team. Bunch of people I don't understand with passion, okay?
Yeah, you know, the Latin people, they're very passionate. Oh, boy. Yeah, once you go into the Latin people are very passionate and they like the color red, you really kind of have to just shuffle him off the stage.
Yeah, he's got to go. And the thing, like, being real, like, this is something that, like, I've struggled with recently. Like, a lot of these, like, terms, like, I'm being frank, they're true. Just, we can say them. You can't say. Of course we like red. All of our countries have red in their flag. We like red. I ain't I'm aware. You know what I mean? There's other colors, but we still rep that shit. I get it. You know what I mean? I understand. It's a real thing, but let us say it. You can't say it. All right? You know?
Right.
So, yeah, you dropped the ball here, man. You this is you know, how you drop the bag. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Kevin Mather, you ain't. What really sucks is there's only 30 people. There's only 30 of these jobs. So like, I don't know like how you go home if you Kevin like and tell your missus like, yo, listen, I know I ain't president of the Mariners anymore, but you know, like Kinko's, like they hit me up. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be managing my own station. You know, like there's no like, what's the next job that you get that's like kind of close to this?
It'll have nothing to do with this. He'll probably be, he'll be, you know, the backer of some sort of startup that has nothing to do with sports or a cursory connection to sports. He'll be fine.
Spanish people working for him too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it sounds like he definitely put baseball on Front Street, but it also sounds like baseball needed to be put on Front Street.
It's ugly, man. Like, I think that there's an opportunity there for them to, you know, be fair to these young talented kids. You know, unlike football, where there's a very exact timeline of when you come out. Unlike basketball, which is made a mistake a while back and is trying to correct it by slowly shifting when people can come into being pro. Like, you know, you should be able to play when you can play and you should get paid equally. I think they messed up by adding that silly 1 year thing. And I think they're slowly taking that away. They added like the ability to go straight to their minor league now and make decent money for the top prospects. Baseball is the only sport that hasn't figured that out in a way that's fair to young people. I do agree that it takes longer to develop as a baseball player. So I get the minor league system. But the minor league contracts are so much less than what the pros make. And it creates like this weird like 4 to 5 year gap where you could be on the pros, but you're making, you know, a 50th of what your peers are making, all because of these contract structures and when you started playing. So it sucks, you know what I mean? And also, I'm just blown away by the fact that this guy's making jokes about how a guy speaks English. The dude is a young kid from another country. Like, he's learning how to do a profession that whole time. He comes here, is clearly good enough to do it. He's one of the top 10 young players in the minor league system in the United States. So not just for the Mariners, period. This is a hugely talented kid. So yeah, I'm sorry he doesn't know English. He's been busy becoming exceptional at baseball. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't have time for that class. You know what I mean? He's been busy on others. And on top of that, he still speaks English. Like, you know, you know, just being real. Like, he learned that shit and he is still getting better at it. But that's another thing that he's picked up on top of being one of the 10 best young baseball players in the world. Like, oh yeah, on the side, I learned a new language. Anyone else says that, that's a brag. You know what I mean? If I started speaking really fucked up French next week, y'all would still hear me talk so much shit about that. And I'm sure French people would be like, yo, it's not that great, but I'm impressed that you're trying. You know? Like, that's what's so wild to me about it. Like, yo, you shouldn't be like talking smack about how bad the English is. You should be impressed with how far the English has come, you know, and that he's putting the effort to communicate with his players. But it is what it is. That's why he now has the same job that I do in Major League Baseball. He is also unemployed, so it's all good. Karma is back, baby. Finally, Major League Baseball is slightly deadening the baseball amid years of a years-long home run surge. That's right. Major League Baseball has slightly deadened its baseball, according to the Associated Press. The fly balls, according to an independent lab study, that were hit to roughly 375 feet, will now travel 1 to 2 feet less on average. And this is also affected by humidors in stadiums. So yeah, this.
Wait, so they taking the air out of the baseball?
Yeah, they felt that over the last few years the numbers were being negative affected because it was kind of like damaging how people felt about records in baseball because they were getting broken by teams hitting all these home runs. Now.
And they think that's the baseball?
Yeah, they like there was like this huge controversy of like people felt that the baseballs were like the string that was underneath was too tight. Like I don't know if you've like ever unpeeled the baseball. It's like a huge ball of string over like a really hard handball looking type thing. So yeah, they felt that they changed the tightness of those strings, and it led to like a huge jump in home runs about like 8 years ago or so. And baseball said, yo, listen, I know that only old white people watch the sport, but we can't have this getting too entertaining. So let's pull that back over here and play the old boring way that we used to play. You know, because too many people are talking about us right now. You know, we got to slow that down, you know. So that's what's really like frustrating to me about this. Like, you are aware that like I think it's a beautiful sport. As I've stated, I love the game. I get that, you know, records matter, but like it's clearly losing traction to football and basketball in America. You play here. Like, why are you doing things that like make it less Instagrammable? Like, oh, yo, you saw that almost home run? Nobody's putting that on TikTok. You know, like no one's like, like, why are you making that more often of a thing? I don't understand the strategy behind this. Yeah, I feel like these are wasted dollars that could have been spent, you know, maybe training Kevin on his Latino players. They needed an HR meeting.
Yeah. This is weird because I don't know if my first thought would be, well, it's got to be the baseballs.
Okay.
Has anyone checked the arms of the people hitting them? Or, you know what I mean? Like, this is not a sport that's without, I mean, honestly, when I think of athletes and steroid issues, they are more often than not baseball related. So, like, I'm not saying that everybody's on the juice, but what's and I mean, maybe there are changes to the ball, but it also just seems very like, well, you guys are getting too good at this, so we're going to take the air out of the ball, and so now you have to work harder. That feels so short-sighted.
Yeah, it's
in the same way that I, you know, like I said, I don't even like baseball, but I've been to quite a few games, and I mean, the only rap song I've ever heard at a baseball game is "All I Do Is Win" when it's somebody's walkout song. That's the only thing. That's the only nod to culturally anything that's not country or rock and roll.
I feel like
it's wild.
Yeah, like I feel like this would be the equivalent of like when Jordan came out, like the NBA being like, "Yo, this guy's dunking too much. We got to raise the rim to like 11 feet, right?" Like that's
right.
Yeah, there's opportunity here.
Yeah, I mean, like, and also it's not just one or two baseball players that are smacking these out of the park, right? It's overall.
Yeah, this is a league-wide issue. They're saying that the league number is too big.
But doesn't that make it a little exciting? A little bit? I don't know. I mean, like, are we supposed to be watch balls being hit like repeatedly over the wall, or are we supposed to be there and wait for the rare case of one being hit over the wall? Like, I feel like you just made it more boring.
Yeah, I think that's the direction they're going for. They want more boring baseball.
Well, that's stupid. That's stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid. You need to think about the things that work for baseball, and that is when mascots race.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Again, the only baseball games I've been to are Atlanta Braves games, and that's a bittersweet situation on its own as it is. But there would be a race that was sponsored by Home Depot, and they would have people dressed as, like mascot size, a hammer, a drill, a giant screw, or whatever, a block of wood, and they would race. And honestly, I was just there for that. More of that, something exciting. The world has changed a little bit, and I'm not even saying that the NBA has, like, baseball is already faster paced. So I don't know. I guess I don't understand sports enough to like figure out what little tweaks need to be made in order to make something more exciting.
Yeah.
But I mean, if we all just accept that baseball is boring anyway, and then we could just kind of, I don't know. It just seems so weird to just be like, no, across the board, take the air out.
We got to slow this excitement thing down.
We got to slow. Yeah, this is too much. Like America can't handle a bunch of home runs. We've been watching basketball. We can handle a bunch of home runs. We're on our phone. We don't even know to look up from our phone until we hear people cheer a home run. Otherwise, we're having conversations that have nothing to do with where we are. If you want our attention, keep hitting them balls out. Yeah. If you want our attention,
I say add air to the ball, move the fence in.
I mean, tighten the strings, loosen the strings. I don't know move the fence in. Do whatever you got to do. Make the mascots play. Do something.
Brainstorming here with you, Shot. You know what I want? I want them to hire the same people that worked with Snoop on that boxing event with Tyson. Because they figured out how to make a full day of boxing exciting. Normally, I only watch the main event. I watched that whole concert, that whole thing. I don't even know if it was boxing. I just called it a concert. Like, it was just rappers.
Right, exactly.
It was everything. Like, I was like, oh, this is a fun night. I'll do the pay-per-view again for that. Baseball needs to hire that team, get them over there. Add some rap shows in between the innings. Yo, we switching pictures. We bringing out MOP real quick. Bringing out Jay-Z.
I'll tell you, there was one Braves game where Ludacris came out at the end to do a concert. And I almost wanted to go just to see what that disconnect would be like. Because no one seemed to want to acknowledge that there were black people in the stands of baseball games, but there are a lot of black people who love the sport and love the game, and they got to go out there and listen to fucking John Fogerty over and over.
Just frustrating.
You know what I mean? Like we gotta be out here and listen to CCR. We all know the clap, the clap, 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 clap. You know what I mean? Like we know the clap to the song that's literally called Center Field. But how many black people know it's called Center Field and it's by John Fogerty? No one knows that. They just know it's a song that's played down at the stadium. You know what I mean? Like, so like if there's some way, acknowledge the diversity that's there, that you are picking from, that you're cherry picking from so much, that's making people want to watch your games. I mean, my goodness.
You know,
and I know it's supposed to be a genteel sport and all that shit, but man, if y'all don't just put the air back in them damn balls and let people hit them over the fence.
Do it, all right? People want it, all right? You know, I remember, you know how I know baseball was too white? When I read an article that was way too excited to point out that Derek Jeter's walkout song was Otis, the Jay-Z Kanye joint. I'm like, those like 10 seconds of Jay-Z saying I invented swag is all the hip hop they could muster in the Bronx. Like in Yankee Stadium, that is like in the epicenter of all of it. They're like, yeah, this is all the street cred we need for this sport. Anything more than that is gonna get too edgy. You know, it's terrible. They got to step their game up with that. More air in the balls, more music.
Yeah, definitely switch up your at-bat songs, guys, because that's also why I'm there. I'm there to watch the Home Depot hammer beat everybody. I'm there to hear what your at-bat songs are.
That's it.
And no one's allowed to pick All I Do Is Win. Now what are you gonna do? No DJ Khaled everywhere. Now what we gonna do?
That's it. DJ Khaled band is too easy. Okay?
It's too easy. It's too easy.
I want to get to know you as a person.
Yeah, and then like at one of the instead of singing like, I don't know, what do they sing? Take Me Out to the Ball Game or something? Yeah. Let's sing Al Green's Let's Stay Together.
I like it. You know, I like it.
Do something else. I mean, you know, you can still make it a genteel. I don't know why everyone thinks that black culture is just rap.
Yeah.
Like, y'all ain't never been to a cookout? You literally just play, you know, Before I Let Go. Play Before I Let Go at a ball game and see if some people don't lose their goddamn minds.
You talk, y'all, they get hyped when the wave happens. They ain't ready for that sing-along. You heard it here first. I'm starting a campaign. Shalewa Sharpe, Major League Baseball's new commissioner, 2022. Let's make it happen out there in these streets to get these votes. She needs the support.
Please don't vote for me.
Oh man, I would pay to be in those meetings. That would be awesome. Oh man, thank you so much for listening. If you're a fan of the show, please like and subscribe. Apple listeners, always appreciate your 5-star ratings. If you have any articles you want us to cover, please DM us at Silky Jumbo, at Gastor Almonte. As always, much appreciate y'all. My name is Gastor Almonte, always with the homie Shalewa Sharpe. We'll catch y'all next week. Peace.